Hi everyone, my name is Abiodun Mustafa. Welcome to Growth Secrets. It's an amazing transforming time every time we come before you, every time I appear before your face, or every time you listen to me. You should know it's always a time of high, deep, and immense exceptional value. Now, every time it's critical to change a nation, it's important to change a world, it's important to change the globe as a whole. It's very important you understand you cannot do without entrepreneurship. You cannot do without how businesses are run. You cannot do without how innovatives and how disruptive things are initiated in a particular nation or economy. Today, I'm having a special guest, exceptional individual who will be sharing with us on a very, very key concept. Maybe you are there listening to me right now or watching me, and you seem to have this fear of how do I want to start a business? It looks like business is hard, business is tough. I don't even know how to go about it. I think I should just call it quit and keep quiet and just remain an employee, even though you know there's something deep down in you that should make you go out and start a business. I have somebody who is a practical example of what she teaches and she practices what she teaches. All right. She is a business savvy and dropshipping expert. She has been running a dropshipping business in the fashion industry for over a year, and it has earned her six figures and still counting. She has also trained over 100 people on the dropshipping business. She is the convener of Business Excellence Summit, which has had the ability to empower hundreds of young entrepreneurs in Nigeria with relevant principles and practices to make maximal profit from their businesses. And before now, she started business as an undergraduate student, and she has been able to make maximal profit doing so. All right, join me as I welcome to Growth Secret with Abiodun Mustafa, Tobi Adesina. Welcome, Tobi. It's nice to have you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abiodun Mustafa. It's so nice to be here again. Thank you so much to have me.
All right, amazing. So we want you to really share with us an amazing secret on this idea around starting a business. A lot of people are just scared. They just don't even know how to do it. They feel like if I start business, the whole world is going to fall on me. I just wish I don't go into it at all. But deep down within them, they wish that they can just go out, be that CEO, enjoy their best life, and also make profit doing so. Please, can you just share with us on this concept on how to build the confidence to start a profitable business? Over to
Okay, thank you once again for having me. I will be talking about building the confidence to start a profitable business. You know, starting a profitable business is different from starting a business. And so anything that comes with profit, it takes work, serious hard work. And so I'll start by saying I started business while I was an undergraduate way back. That's more than 3 years now. I started a business, even though I didn't have a serious explanation for starting that business, but I always knew I'm a business savvy. And I had it in mind that I was going to do a lot of test running while in school before I figure out what exactly I'll be doing in business. So it was like a testing ground for me, and I must say I learned a whole lot, starting with production and all of those things. I did those things with fear that, okay, will people patronize me? Would people buy from me? What would people say? Everyone in my family always called me an accountant, a doctor. Even me, I saw myself that way. You know, going into school, into university, I knew, okay, I'm going to be a career woman, but something inside of me, purpose, that purpose thing, you are going to do business, and you're going to train people on business. I knew that deep inside of me, but reality and all of that, I felt, okay, let me just try this business. And I had the fears of the unknown. When I leave school, how will it work? Where will I get money and all of those things? So I will start by saying that fear is normal. Every human being on this earth has fear. It just has degree. There are degrees of fears, and every phase of your life, every phase of your business, there are several fears, according to your levels. You would have fear of, oh, what will people say? Now there will be a level of fear of, how do I get funding? How do I get investors and all of those things? So, but what I would say is, in between the fears, you need courage, because it takes courage to overcome the fear of starting a business, especially in this part of the world where a lot of struggles, no ease in starting business, no ease in business, and so a lot of policies and all of that affecting small business. But still, you need courage to start, because most of these billion-dollar companies we see around, we hear of, and entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, they did not just become successful all of a sudden. It started from one day, and that step you need to take regardless. And so starting a business can be really overwhelming, but just have to start anyways. You have to do it afraid. You have to, face that fear, and be fearless to achieve greatness in business. You achieve that profitable business you've always envisaged. And so now you might ask me, how can you face your fears? How can you build that confidence? How can you, like I said, I had that fears while I was in school. How would my business run? And here I am, I'm still doing business. I've faced a little bit of the corporate world, and I know how it is. And in a way, it's kind of sweet. You go to work, you earn money at the end of the month, but there's more to just earning salary. There's more to just doing a 9 to 5, and which is why I find fulfillment doing my business. Doing business. So that is why that's a reason why I I I find it easy to face my fears, because there's something pushing me, there's something driving me, that, oh, I'm doing this business and I have to do it well. I have to succeed in it. I have to, find joy in this thing I'm doing. So it is enough courage for me. And so I'm saying to you now, how do you face your fears? You need to build that confidence. You need to build that courage. You need to face that fear regardless. The fear of never enough, the fear of the unknown, the fear of doing it wrongly, all of those fears. How do you now face those fears? Change your thought process, change your mindset. You need to, there are several negativities around. If you start this business, you will to crash. Nobody is going to patronize you. No, it's not going to work. There's coronavirus, the pandemic is affecting business, several negativities, but you need to stay positive. It takes a positive mindset to to face that fear of starting business. It takes you looking beyond what you see around you, looking beyond the problems, the challenges, the fears you see right now, is beyond just looking at those things and then sitting there and folding your arms. You have to face those fears, work on your mindset, sit down first. The practical solution to facing your fears, which has worked for me severally, is first, what are those fears? Number one for me, it was fear of the unknown. Every human being has always had that fear, or will always have that fear. And so, because I don't know what will happen tomorrow, nobody knows, right? We don't know, we cannot see the end of the tunnel, but we're just optimistic and hope for the best. But that fear will always be there, that what will happen in the next 6 months in my business? What will happen in the next 3 months? How would my business survive? How would my business be in 10 years? You write it down. Fear of unknown. Another, if it's fear of funding, fear of what will people say? How will people take it? I was in the corporate world. How would people hear that? Oh, a whole me, I'm producing chin chin, I'm doing catering services, all of those things. How would people think? What would people perceive of me? All of those fears, write them down. And in front of those fears, you're going to be saying those things. What if you build $1 billion company in the next 10 years or in the next 5 years? So all of those fears, you see, gradually they start fading off. Those, you start giving yourself positive, writing down the positive confessions, and those things you want to see, those pictures you see or you envisage, or that comes to your mind when you think business, or about that idea that comes to your mind. So you write it down against those fears. gradually it begins to fade out. And then you're not just going to write them out, you're going to have an action plan. Plan out how you want your business to be. Write it down, your vision. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? When you start this business, don't start business aimlessly. Don't start business under pressure. Oh, somebody, this one has started business, I should start one. Start on the right note. It might not be totally perfect, but make sure that you have a right vision, you have a right, you know, mindset. You know why you actually want to start a business. Make sure it is on the right note. It might not be, like I said, it might not be totally perfect. It is fine not to be perfect. Nobody started in a perfect way, you understand? But you need to understand what you want, see it, visualize it, have a vision, then write it down. Have an action plan. How do you start? Like I said, you start anyways. Of course, you want to have a business name, you want to register your business, you want to start, with the little capital you have, or there are businesses you even start without capital. Like you said, I do drop shipping business. I started that business after youth service or during youth service, a little bit about few months to the end of my youth service, and that's what I do. I started with no capital. It didn't cost me anything. I just worked, I researched on that business model, and I saw that it's something that can work here in Nigeria. I've seen people who do it, and then I started. And now I train people on how to drop ship from suppliers in Nigeria in any form of, in fashion industry, any kind of business you can drop ship. And so I've been making money from it, making money from teaching others, and also people are making money from this business. And in a way, I've empowered people. And so that is why you need to start a business with the right note, with the right mindset. For me, I don't just want to make money, I also want to impact people about whatever business or whatever knowledge I have. And so, like I said, as I round up, facing your fears is beyond just saying you just want to start your business. Is beyond just saying you want to have the courage. You need to make concrete plan. Create, if possible, create a smart goal. Smart, that when I mean smart, I mean specific, measurable, accurate, and realistic goals. You understand? You must be measurable, smart goals. And business is not just a child's play. Make smart goals, attainable goals, goals that, when you start, you know that, okay, in the nearest future, in 6 months, you should be able to achieve this. In 1 year, you should be able to achieve this. In 1 month, you should be able to achieve this. Set goals, have a plan, and please do not allow fear sabotage your success. Business is war, and so you must be ready for it. You must have the courage. You must face your fears. Write down those fears, like I said, begin to prepare to confront them, and then replace the fears with any form, replace the negative thoughts and fears with positive statements, positive mindset. And you'll see that in the shortest time, as you start, your business begin to grow, and then we might not, you might not know, in the nearest future you can be you can build, you can be building a $1 billion company. So you just have to start. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Every time we share like this is always powerful. There's always an idea to grab. There's always something to get. Yeah, you shared about the concept of purpose, which is very, very essential for me. The
Yeah.
concept of vision. You shared about the drive and also the mindset. And you also went on critically from what you have shared. I also saw the importance of starting early. That the fact that you are scared today and you choose not to start because of your fears, in 5 years, that fear will still be there and you have still not started.
Mm,
In 10 years, that fear is still there and you have still not started. But the fact still
mm,
remains that you are aging and your energy is sapping out. But when you start early, you choose to be confident and then you pick it up, is better. Now, this is a
mm.
very, very important question I want to ask. It's personal, but I think it's also very, very crucial. When you were
Okay.
starting as a student, what was your greatest challenge? What was the greatest challenge you had while you were choosing to go into business?
Okay, I had several challenges. Number one was, how would I sustain this business? I had the issue, I had that mind war with how would I sustain this business in the nearest future after school? How would I, kickstart business? Because business outside world of the four walls of the university is different from what is outside. So I had that serious fear that, oh, how would I just, you know, finish with uni and then business ends. Later on, another fear, major fear was, okay, if I really want to do what I want to do, you know, having this mindset that I whatever it is I have to do, I have to do it well. And so it takes money to do some things well. So how do I get fund? How do I get capital? How do I do all of those things? Our parents would say they've sent us to school, we should work and then earn some money. Then maybe the money we've earned, we can use it to start a business. But for me, I didn't want to even do that 9 to 5 after school. So I just wanted to go straight into the business. The fear was there. I had those challenges. But look at me now, it's over a year. I finished youth service. My business is running, and glory to God, it's doing fine. Of course, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but I'm not where I used to be. Things are getting better. It's getting clearer. The vision is getting clearer.
Interesting. That's so amazing. I think it's very key that sometimes you build an in-depth motivation, and if you
Yeah.
don't have that inner motivation and drive, at some point it demeans you. And
Mm-hmm.
I got this thing very important that a lot of people started business, and the idea of starting business was everybody started a Me Too business. Oh, Toby is now selling fashion wear and lapel. Me too. Ah, Toby is now selling recharge card. Oh, me too. Um, this guy is now selling this one. Is now doing this online business. Oh, me too. And before, at the end of the day, people don't know where these people pick their motivation for before they chose into going into that business. So how were you able to overcome? I know at some point you did not start out with drop shipping. In school, you started with a particular business, you left school, probably you scaled that and moved on ahead. So what was your first business and how did you move on from that first business to what you do currently that you make massive six figures from?
Okay, thank you. That's a very good question. I get that question a lot because a lot of people knew me back then in school that I used to produce bags. I used to make shoes at some point, and I was doing more of production. And then they see me sell ready-made wares, imported wares, fashion and all of that. And they were like, Toby, what about the shoes you used to make then? And this is what I tell them. You see, in business, one major thing for you is exposure. Back then in school, all I needed then was something to just start something, right? But all of those skills I said I learned, they are still valid. They are businesses that you can really go into and make money. And it doesn't write that I'm doing drop shipping doesn't write off that fact that I'm still going to go into production. For me, the only thing that made the difference is that for several others, if somebody is making soap, they want to learn this skill. It's good to learn these skills. They are good. They want to jump into this business. This is what is selling. They jump into it. But for me, I still tell people tomorrow I can wake up and say I want to go into oil and gas. It is business, you understand. The major thing is have a vision. Like for me, I've always wanted to do something around fashion industry. So all I've done, like I highlighted right from school, I've been doing production of lapel pins, accessories, bags, shoes, and now I'm doing like a form of merchandise, importation, drop shipping, all of those still fashion items. So it's not that I'm confused. It's not that I really do not know what I want. What worked then back in school was all of those things I did. Now, leaving school, there's a better way, there's a better approach to it. And that is what I did. Still around my fashion industry. So tomorrow I can wake up and say I'm into oil and gas. Tomorrow I can say I'm into investment. It might not be into the fashion industry, but who says you should be in one industry? And look at those successful entrepreneurs around. They are never stick to only one. There is either they have investment in one business or they are into one industry or they're into. But the major thing was for me, I knew what I wanted, and so that's what I would advise you or whoever is listening to me. Know what you want. Even while I was doing all those things back in school, I knew, okay, this is what I'm still going to do in the nearest future, like 5 years, 10 years, and that's what I'm still doing. So I tell people tomorrow I can decide to start my production company as God blesses me, and then I do it in large scale. and we start exporting. But you have to start from somewhere. You still start with starting from somewhere. No matter how starting early, no matter how small, start from somewhere. Let people. So if anybody calls me now, probably I've lost contact in years and months. They call me, Tobi, I want to have my wedding. I need accessories, because they know there's no way I can just still live that industry. People still know me for one thing. They know when it comes to fashion, they need advice, they need styling, they reach out to me because I'm still in that lane. So for you, you might not get it right from the start. Probably you have started a business and you feel okay, you started a business because of pressure here and there to start a business, and then this is what you feel you want to do. All you need to do is know what you want, set goals. Like I said, set goals, attainable goals, set goals for yourself, and then you switch, start all over again. There's no wrong in trying. You make mistakes, you have failures, you start again, and then from there you don't know what it might bring. So that's it, sir.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's getting interesting. All right. So for those of you who are scared, you have heard from Toby. Just start. Where do I start from? Start from the start. All right. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, people, where do I start from?" I said, start from the start. All right. So now this is like two questions in one. Is like number one, where do you get your motivation from, and how do you get motivated? Where do you get your motivation from, and how do you get motivated?
Okay. For me, a lot of people say they get motivation from God. Of course, God is our major source, is our G spot, is everything. There are times that you just have to stay away from the noise out there. There are a lot of noise. People are saying this, people are forecasting post COVID, all of those things that even nobody has seen post COVID, but we are just speculating. But there'll be a time where you need to reflect, sit, and then I'm a believer. Let the word of God motivate you. See the word of God, see from the light of God. Let the word of God, let God Himself be your chief motivator. Let Him breathe upon you. And then, there are sometimes I just take myself off internet, off what people say and all of that. And then I need I need I need God, I need the source, the main source to motivate me. There are a lot of things happening out there. Then another thing is, I'm somebody who I learn visually, and I also learn via audio. So I listen to a lot of things, profitable things actually, things that podcasts. I listen to podcasts. I have my favorite. I just listen when I need motivation in a particular area. I need to just learn some things, or know some things. I listen to some people. I just put my earphone, and then I begin to, when I hear them, I get fired up. Ideas come, and if this person went through this and it came out on earth, I can also go through this. My spiritual fathers, my mentors, sometimes I call them, I reach out to them. Now I am at this crossroad. How do I, move on? And I get advice from them, I get tips from them. I also follow people online. I make sure the people I follow online are people that I can gain a whole lot from them, not negative vibes. Not I get a whole lot from people I follow online, on Instagram, on Facebook. I also watch YouTube, videos, read books too. I read books. I get books when I need to be motivated. I read on successful entrepreneurs, the story of successful entrepreneurs. I read on them, and so that's how I get motivated. That's my major source. And I also listen to good music. When I listen to music, sometimes it motivates me. Okay, don't give up. Things will get better, and all of those things. And then I get fired up again.
Wow, amazing. Now, that's a part on motivation. And as you know, as you would agree with me, motivation without encouragement in terms of money can lead
Mm,
to frustration.
mhm, mhm.
So let's say I'm motivated to start this business. Oh, I want to get it right, but the money is a problem. So let me ask you, when you
Yeah.
started, and even as you moved on, where did the money for your business come from? How did you get source for your business? Because there's a way money brings the courage to start. Like if I have 1 million now,
Yeah.
I have a good idea now, I'm motivated. Why can't I start? So when as you were going
Mhm.
on, I know probably at some point it's not so easy. But how did you get funds?
Mm.
How did you get money to start your business?
Okay, now, like I said, starting from school, I was able to, the little pocket money I was given, the allowance I was given, I was able to save up, get some materials, and as I trained people, as I sold some things, I was putting some money aside. One of the challenges I faced back then in school, as I was making the money, I was spending it, and so it really affected the capital, as it were. So now moving forward to outside school, outside the four walls of the uni and youth service, I was able to properly plan, save. I saved for a year during my youth service. I was able to save over 100K, and from there, I started importing some things, few things. Gradually, the money started building up, and then I started drop shipping, where I do not need to start with any amount. All I needed was my phone, internet, and then get a good trainer to teach me on how I can start, sourcing for products myself without buying them. And so that really helped me. So I didn't need so much to start. Now, moving forward again, my aim is to have my own wholesale business that people can also drop ship from me, not me, just me drop shipping from others. So now, how am I going to achieve this? So what I've been doing so far is every month I save. I use the piggy bank, I use the piggy vest to save. I save up money as I'm making sales. I make sure I save and also invest the money. I invest in agriculture, I invest in forex, and then so my money is not just somewhere, it's growing. And so by the time I want to launch out, having my own wholesale business where people can also drop ship or buy from me, you know, retailers can also buy from me. I plan using this money that I've invested to start. At least there should be reasonable capital to start. And another thing is get investors. I have had several people come up to me, oh, they want to invest their money, they don't want to keep their money and all of that. So getting investors. So now for you, it might be another thing entirely. Like I said, I didn't really need to start my business with capital, with a large sum of capital or no capital at all. So for you, you might need a huge sum of money. But I would advise you to first, it has always worked for me. I leverage on people around me. I leverage on the resources around me. Sometimes what you're looking for afar is not too far from you. Like they say, what you're looking for in Shokoto is in your Shokoto. So it is so near,
Exactly.
it's so near, it's not far. So look around. There are resources. What you think you need to start that business is not far-fetched, it's around you. Start with that little around you. Fela Dorotoye would say he started his consulting business from his room. His table was there and his laptop. And look at him today. So you need to start with what you have. If it's 10,000 naira you have, start with it. Gradually it begins. You might not have that capital, you might not have the fund, because the truth now is nobody's ready to just give you money. Sincerely, it's the real truth. Nobody's ready to give you money except you apply for some loans, and that I do not advise for somebody who is just starting out. You apply for loans. There are some loans and there are some grants they're giving out to small businesses. That's also another way to source for funds. And then if you have a family member or maybe your parents can give you money to start, then that's fine. For me, I am not just starting. My capital is not just from my savings, but also from friends and family who are ready to invest in my business or even ready to give to me. You understand? So for you, it might be grants, it might be loans. You can, no problem, you can start with it. But the truth is, nobody's ready to just give out their money without, a solid plan, and then it's a solid business plan. That's why I said have a business plan, have a goal, know what you exactly you want, like how you want it. And so that when you're pitching out your business to people, you're not sounding confused, you're not sounding like somebody who is not ready. So that's it, sir.
Yeah, very, very true. And
Yeah.
you made some very, very important points. And also from my experience having to train startups and entrepreneurs, I really discovered that this is always a key part of it. Sometimes people feel what they need is
Mm.
money, but sometimes they are not
Mm.
even clear on what to do with the money. So
Yes.
it's always a serious challenge. So when you have a strong motivation, It's easier to utilize the available resources to drive that business successfully. Amazing. Very,
Mm,
very good.
mm,
Now, this is a key question I want you to quickly answer. And the question is, if you are to start business all over again, what are the things you will do differently?
deep. What are the things I would do differently? Number one, like I've always said, that in business, no sentiment, because I'm my kind of person. I always like to, in a way, please everybody. I want to, just do my best to please you, and even at my detriment. So it really affected my businesses in the past, that I had people owing me. I had several monies tied down, and several things like that. So if there was something I would not do again, is not put sentiment in business, and make sure you demarcating, making sure that I demarcate between family, friends, and business. When you start involving family and friends in your business, they if you do not take business as a separate entity, and then family or work or whatever it is as another entity, you get your business messed up. And that is what I cannot do again. Not bringing family into business. Make business business, and strictly business. And also another thing is, be professional about what you do. What do I mean by being professional? Like, there was a time I had an opportunity to pitch my business to somebody, but I wasn't ready for it. It came like it made me unaware. I was really, sincerely, I messed it up. Like, I messed it up. Not, if not that this person is somebody who really knows what I'm capable of doing and what I can do, he would have just declined me. And so I was able to pitch my business, but it wasn't the way I wanted it to be. So if there was something I was going to do differently, is to be professional about what you do. There are some things that you might think they do not really matter. It really does. Like your brand identity, your brand perception, all of those things. Make sure your brand speaks well. You know, starting your business, you need to have your business registered. Please do it. If you need to just, if it's starting registering your business name, do it. And so all of those things, it positions your business, it positions you well in front of your investors, or even people will see, people who want to buy from you. So there are a lot of people that will just buy from you now because they feel, oh, let them let, so that she won't suffer, so that she can also eat, so that let's just help her, let's just support her. But the truth of the matter is, when a big deal comes, they would not refer you, they would not buy from you. They will go to those who are well packaged and professional. So those things I will do differently. I'll be more professional in my business. I'll take my business more serious. Brand identity, brand perception, all of those things I'll try to put in place.
Wow, interesting. Very, very true. So you're thinking of starting a business. It's not enough to just say, oh, my idea is fantastic. My idea is good. Are you
Mm,
ready for the opportunities? Are you ready for the things that are coming? So
yeah.
take your brand very, very important. All right. Now, this is, we're getting close to the end of this session, but I need to ask some of these critical questions. Now, let's assume a young man or a young lady walks up to you and tells you, I have this idea. This idea is fantastic. Ah, Mr. Tobi, this idea, it will sell. It will make multi-million naira. In fact, or multi-millions in dollars. And I think it will sell. What would be your first advice for this person? This
Okay.
person feels, this person feels, my idea will sell. My idea is good. This person has no experience.
Yeah.
I've never
I
been in business
understand that
before.
feeling.
I don't believe this idea is fantastic. Just give me the money, I will implement. What will be your first advice?
Okay, this is what I would advise the person, because it has happened to me severally. Like, I could be sitting and then an idea pops in my head, in my mind. Oh, this one is, oh God, I'm going to make millions in 1 month, in 1 week. No, it's going to work. It has happened to me severally. And by the time there's somebody I used to discuss ideas with, it's just like a strategy, a business, is a startup strategist. Somebody like Mr. Abiodun, I would advise, just take it to somebody like him, or any business strategist. They'll help you dissect that, like, divide and dissect every of those ideas. And at the end of it, you find out that that idea, it cannot move you from 0 to 1. So my first, my candid advice to you is, don't be in a hurry. Of course, that idea might be something that would turn out well, but first write it out, write it down, and then make sure you meet with, like, I think they call them idea generation expert or something. Somebody is, I think Mr. Abiodun does that. So let somebody allow a startup strategist or something analyze that idea for you. There's when it comes to idea generation, there's a part they call idea formation. There's a ladder like that that would break down those ideas, and so that you don't just get excited and and that idea might not be worth it. It might look like, oh, it can work, but you need, so just get an expert to help you. Don't be too in a haste to start, execute. No, let it go through some processes, and then you see if it's something that can work out.
Yeah, and exactly when some people also think that if I share my idea, they will steal it.
They
Well,
will still.
they will steal my idea. All right, it's very very amazing. This is an humorous part of this interview session. When you think about how you started your business, what are some of the things you laugh about when you think about them now?
One of those things is when I sell a particular product, and then the next minute I'm using that money to buy something, or I'm just sowing seeds, like
Wow,
unfruitful seeds.
wow,
I was very good at that. So anyone that comes to my house, they know they will find something to eat. They know they will find something to take from my house. So I was that nice. And so whenever I remember that now, I just smile. I
nice,
say, oh
nice
God.
but good.
I was just spending the money. I was doing big girl in my own way, my very humble way. It's not that I was buying clothes or buying shoes. I was not such. I didn't have need to buy those things, but I was just spending the money, things that were not really necessary. I was not saving. I was spending the money, dashing the money out. And so when I remember those things, I just laugh at my stupidity, So, and another thing is about my business, the way I handled my business back then is so many. I was doing so well. Oh, but when I remember now and look at how things have changed, not actually not maximizing the internet. Anyway, it was not really like that. Like as it is now, it wasn't really like that. But I just laugh like how I wish internet was, the way we do our business online was it then. The little ways when Facebook reminds me of how of the pictures I posted, and then I laugh about it. That, oh, is this my picture? How can the camera quality be this bad? You know, the way you just post picture, you would not even tag it, you would not even put content, you just post pictures. And when Facebook reminds me 3 years ago, I just laugh about it. Those are those a few things that you know that amuses me or makes me laugh whenever I remember.
Yeah, yeah. Those are also very very good. And
Yeah.
sometimes we're also expecting that you would put some of these your amazing experiences into a book, so that at least some of our graduates who come out of school and say, I don't have money, there are no jobs, there are no all of this, can learn from some of your practical lessons. And I hope we can work on this together and get it out. So, and
Okay.
also, we are longing and expecting that business excellence summit will be back and better and brighter, probably
Yeah.
going outside Africa. So, what are you thinking towards that? What's the thing we should be expecting on BS?
Yeah, Business Excellence Summit. It has been one vision that whenever I sit to reminisce, and then I'm just grateful to God, because I hear a lot of people each time I go around the campus. Or there was even one that just told me on the way one day. I was like, I can't remember that it was from Business Excellence Summit and all of that, and now he's doing his business, is really doing fine. And then I sit to reflect, like, this vision that I might think is just something I started while in school and all of that has bettered so many businesses. I know so many business. I can't even remember all that. was vetted through this business excellence summit, just attending this conference. And so it's not something that, as we had one last year in Benin, this year we might not have one, but we might still have a virtual summit. But I will be moving forward. I will be having more virtual events, and if God will have His way, we'll be having like a tour kind of from different states. It's not going to just be like a location thing from different states. We'll be going to campuses. I still have a feeling I should reach out to students, young people, because there's a lot, it has really helped me in business. And so there's a lot people need to know about business, starting a business, and being productive and all of those things. Starting early while in school, it really helped me, I would say. I just imagine if I just started doing these things now, but starting back in school has really helped me. And so I would want to reach out to more people. So hopefully from next year we'll start doing campus tour and all of those things.
Wow, interesting. So you heard from the super amazing entrepreneur. So expect business excellence soon. And don't be surprised if you see me featuring them. All right. So finally, as we end, what are some of the things you are currently working on that our viewers and listeners can key into? Probably a program, a product, or something they can come. You mentioned drop shipping. Someone might be, oh, I want to go into that. I think I trust Toby on this. So how can they reach to you, and what are some of the other things you are working on? And also, I remember we spoke about your book. Can you also share on that and when we should be expecting it?
Oh, thank you. So about dropshipping business, like I said, it is a business I started. It's going to be 2 years. I think by December I started dropshipping business, and I started with no capital. Honestly, no capital. So, and it has made me six figures. By God's grace, by the end of this year, I'll be talking about seven figures. And so it's something you can start to. You don't need capital to start this business. All you just need is your phone, internet, have an online store and all of those things. You do not need like a physical location to start the business. And so thankfully for social media, it has really helped a lot of businesses during this pandemic and even after. And so now, if you need more information about starting this business, this dropshipping business, I have a video course. I have an ebook, dropshipping made easy. You can get, and if if you want to start like right away immediately, there's not too much time. If you can get the video course or you get the ebook, you can start making money right away. I've had several testimonies from people. Every week I get testimonies of how I've been able to change people's financial status just from starting dropshipping business. So if you're doing a 9 to 5, you can be a drop shipper even in your 9 to 5 job, even in your even if you want to start fully, or you're a housewife or whatever it is, you can start immediately. By the time you take the course, or you read the ebook, you're good to go.
All right. So how do people get this course and this ebook, or how do they reach you
Okay,
privately in order to
okay,
get
you can reach
access
just
to them?
you can reach me on Facebook, Timian Toby, TEEMIANNE So just send me a DM on Facebook, or same platforms. I'm also on Instagram. Just send me a DM and I will send you a link to register for that course, and also to get in the
All
book.
right. Special consideration because of Abiodun. Just make sure that when you are speaking to her, tell her the password is Abiodun Mustafa, so she would know that you are
Don't
coming
worry,
from
you'll
them.
definitely get a discount.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toby. Your final words to our audience and the viewers and listeners.
Yes, thank you once again for having me. Like, I really had a wonderful time. So, but I'm going to end on this note that, like I said, fear is normal, but you need courage to surmount this fear. And so you do not permit it. For no reason should you permit fear to sabotage your profitable business or sabotage your successful business. I've been a successful entrepreneur. You need to conquer this fear. You need to face it. Make sure that fear, you turn it into something that would help, grow your business, or even help upscale your business. It is in every phases in life, and so it's part of life, and you need to take it that way and find a way deliberately. Find a way you can overcome and face those fears. It's not going to be easy. I will not lie to you. There are times you just want to give up, but like I said in this interview, you just need to find ways to motivate yourself and encourage yourself. Read up people that have done great things, achieve great things. And so if they can, you do not have two heads. You can also do achieve great things. You can also have that dream business you want to start. You can also have a $1 billion business. I see young people start be small, and then look at them now. They're already talking about 6 figures, 7 figures, even 8 figures. So you can also start. All you need to do is start now. Decide and start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. That tomorrow you can still procrastinate. Just start now. It can be any way. It might not be perfect. It might not be as you want it to be, but you have to start it now. Thank you so much, sir.
Hmm. Amazing. So the secret is starting now. Starting now. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait until the greatest opportunity has come. Just go out and start now. This is over 40 minutes of in-depth, exceptional, and phenomenal value. Thank you so much, Tobi Adesina. And you've gotten all of so much on what to do. You're scared of saying, I want to launch out and start that business. She has given you the entire secret and advise you, please take an opportunity of the offer now. She would offer you a discount because of our building Mustafa. All right. So go ahead and contact her right now on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for joining. We wish you some exceptional, phenomenal, and real great time. Go out and start and crush your fear. Bye bye. Peace.